let's get you guys up to speed on what we've been working on.
So what we've done so far is we went ahead and we went with a blade and just scraped off all the old gasket material, and with one of these wire brushes just by hand went ahead and cleaned up inside the ports, get as much of the old rust out of there, and prep it for what comes next.
Now there's only so much you can get with the brush, obviously. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna soak it in a bucket of purple power for about a day, and then flip it. After we get most of the grease and oil off, then we can worry about getting all the rust out of it. Now from what I've seen on YouTube, vinegar turned out to be poor man's CLR, because CLR is kind of expensive when you need it in the quantity that we're gonna need it in. So after the heads soak in the purple power for a day, then we're gonna go ahead and soak them again for a day or maybe 2 days, just to double make sure that all the rust gets out of there. Then we'll go ahead and let that soak for a good amount of time in the vinegar to break apart all of that rust and crust. Let's go ahead and take you guys back, and I'm gonna go ahead and show you guys the setup.
We got our 5-gallon bucket, shout out Orielly's. Got our head soaking in the little bubble bath, and we're gonna let that sit for about a day. I got most of the oil and the grease off by hand. I was just spraying it like crazy, so it shouldn't need as much as the vinegar. I'm hoping with the vinegar it's gonna make this casting shine, well, not shine so much, but clean up pretty good. All right, so that's what we got going on there. And over here we got the rest of our parts. We've got our manifolds that I started cleaning, but I'm just gonna end up going with some shorty headers because they have the air injection hole smog emissions type stuff, and I don't like that these two share their exhaust ports. I don't think that's going to be good for performance, so yeah. And over here we got our pistons, but here's where I made a mistake. Where is it? This guy right here. When I was knocking them out, I dropped this one. I dropped it on the ground. So I'm gonna need a new set of pistons, which I was considering getting anyways, but you know, I dropped it and I don't feel good about that. Next door we got our valves, which have seen better days. You know what, I think I'm gonna drop these in the bucket, because I'll give them the same treatment as the heads. They're probably not gonna, they're not worth saving probably, but you never know unless you clean them, so I'm gonna probably plop them in there right now. We got our rocker shafts, which I really like the way they look, and they don't look worn out, so I'm gonna go ahead and use those. Then we got the main caps, which I'm gonna get new bearings, because that's what you do when you build a new engine. Valve springs, I'm gonna have to check them for straightness with the straight edge, make sure they're all good, and if they're not, then just get a new set. Not a big deal.
Other than that, we're just gonna keep letting the head soak, so that way all the stuff comes off, and now it's just a waiting game. So it's fine, we're gonna take our time, we're in no rush, we got no deadline. Just make sure that everything comes out clean. Make sure if you're new to the channel that you go ahead and consider subscribing, so you can stay up to date on our build. Other than that, that's all I got. We'll catch you in the next one. Take it easy.